Hong Kong, Russia, South Korea, Kazakhstan, Czech Republic, Hungary. $355,000. What or who connects all of that? Me. Hello, my name is Yulia from Yulia. On my channel, I'm talking about studying abroad, education, motivation, how to apply for colleges and get full ride scholarships. So subscribe to stay tuned and get to know more about this. It was the year 2020. I was scrolling through my feed just as everybody did during quarantine. A thought came to my mind. What if I go to university abroad so that I can travel again? No. It is such a complicated process. So, do I stay in Kazakhstan for the rest of my life? No way! So, it was quite hard to start, but thanks to it, now I have offer letters from several universities all over the world. How did I do that? Step 1. Search process. Since I'm a relatively poor student from a pretty much poor country, I needed a full ride scholarship, and that was pretty much it. But it appeared to be not as easy to find a university which would give an international student with low to no income a scholarship which would cover not only tuition fees but also accommodation, living expenses and all other stuff. Of course, my first thought was to study in the US because a lot of people study in the US and get full ride scholarships, but oh yeah, it is not as easy as it looks like. I had quite a journey with those US colleges. Like, I participated in all online free workshops which I could just find. I prepared for the SAT my whole summer. I spent literally hours and hours writing and editing my supplemental essays. And you know what? Long story short, I failed. Yes. One of the unis sincerely said that they would be happy to see me on their campus, but they don't have enough money to pay for my education, so they reject me. And for other universities also put me on their wait lists, but then rejected me just as all other US colleges. I failed 18 times. It seems like a time to give up, right? Step 2. Start it all over. Yay! So something that I gained during my application process to US colleges was skill to write a personal statement, a motivational letter, like describe my activities and honors and all that stuff. So if you're currently applying to a college, best of luck. Something that I want to say to you is that please do not only look at the US universities. I would be happy if you get into them. I wish you to achieve your dream if your dream is to study in the US, but just try to not only look on the US colleges. Like, there are a lot of other universities, really good universities in the whole world out there. Remember that the USA is not the only country in the world where you can study for free, and your own home country is not the only country where you should stay in case you fail. Consider searching for other opportunities abroad. By the way, I'm going to have a series of videos about all universities I got into with scholarships. You never know what works out best for you. So the university I'm going to is the Education University of Hong Kong, which was ranked 2nd in the whole Asia and 16th in the world by QS University Rankings by subject 2020. So in the field of education, which is my field, guys. Like all other universities, particularly in the US, were ranked significantly lower than my university. So for example, New York University is ranked 47th, and George Washington University is somewhere between 101st and 150th. 50, and all other universities were not even in the list. So, really, that is the best choice. Like, the funny thing is that it was literally the last university I applied to. Yeah, it was late May, and my friend just said like, I'm really into Hong Kong, let's apply to these universities. And I was like, yeah, sure. When I got into it, just appeared that the university, the HK, has the best conditions for me. Like, not only they are ranked high in my field in education, they also gave me the biggest scholarship among all other universities which I got into. So once again, you never know what works out best for you. Just apply everywhere you can. That's the biggest tip. Step 3. Apply all your knowledge about admission and application process. On my YouTube channel, I'm going to have detailed videos on how to apply for colleges and universities, but to give you a little spoiler, first of all, research. Research your universities and look for what kind of scholarships they have, especially if it is a turning point for you, as it was for me. So look for what kind of scholarships they have, whether they have merit-based or need-based, and what the conditions are and requirements are, so all this information. Second, start an application form. So usually such a form consists of information about you, your school, your family, all this stuff, like your phone number, address, stuff like this. Also, this is the form where you usually attach your motivational letter or personal statement, describe your activities and honors, and some of your background. In some countries such as the US, the UK, South Korea, they have common application form for several universities, or for all universities. You should fill one and send to any number of universities you want to apply for. In other countries such as Hong Kong, they have separate application forms for all universities, so you should check this information on the university website. Step 3, take international examinations such as IELTS, TOEFL, SAT, and all this stuff. Prepare in advance. Really, the higher score the better. So of course you probably can prepare in the last 2 months or even 2 weeks, but chances are you don't get as high score as you could. And actually not a lot of people can score high when they prepare not a decent amount of time. So if you don't know whether you such a kind of student who can actually achieve anything in several weeks and get really high scores, then just start preparing now if you haven't already. For an hour, for 2 hours, 3 times a week will be enough, something like this. So think about it for yourself. Number 4, send or ask your school counselor to send your academic transcript. The chances are you are in the middle of your last high school year, so you need to send an academic transcript of the last usually 3 years of your high school and predicted grades for external examinations such as A-levels, IB, QNT, ЕГЭ, ZNO. Step 5. Think about your honors, achievements, and activities. So, of course, if you have some international Olympiads, projects, contests, they are valued more than those at school or regional level. If you have any international achievements, be sure to include all of them. But if you don't have any relevant to your chosen field, to your chosen major, consider also describing some achievements at school or regional level which are relevant to your field. And if you don't have limited amount of described achievements, such as in Common Up, where you have 10. For example, I guess in Hong Kong we didn't have the exact amount of achievements which we could describe. So just describe all of them. They will think instead of you, like what are really important ones, what are non-important ones. Just don't think about it, like describe everything you have. You might not even know that something is good for you. Step 6. Describe your achievements in your application form. It would be better if you can provide any documentation proof such as certificates and diplomas, or in some universities it's not about documentation but like some, I don't know, choreography videos, photos of your like drawings, your music, or whatever you do. Like it depends. So step 7, write a motivational letter. Be sure not to include information which you have already stated somewhere in your application if you're not going to elaborate on it. Why would you waste an opportunity to show all of your advantages? So show the admission committee that you have more. Step 8, get your recommendation letters. So it is a good idea to have at least good, like normal relationship with your teachers. It would be better if you have kind of good or friendly relationships, and yeah, because it really helps you a lot in your application process and in the future. I bet you ask teachers whose class you excelled in or who you have good relationship with. It is better if you have both. To write your recommendation letter, because it would show admission committee how others see you and how you behave in academic setting. So number 9, prepare for the interview if needed. So as far as I know, in the US it's not really a necessary thing to have an interview, and it doesn't really define whether you are fit or not. But in the majority of other countries, which are not the US, interview is really important, especially for your scholarship. So based on your interview like results, the admission committee will decide whether they give you scholarship or not, and if yes, what amount of scholarship they are going to give you. So yeah, prepare, but don't be nervous. The goal of the admission committee is not to make you nervous or identify that you're lying or to screw you, to break you down on something. No, they genuinely want to get to know you better, to get to know like who you are, what your achievements are, what is your vision for the next several years, for the future, what you care about all this stuff. In the majority of universities, they have pretty much the same questions, so just prepare to them, like prepare your answers in advance. Be natural, be yourself. It is what works out best. And number 10, the last one, prepare any financial information if needed for your scholarship or application. So that was it. That was my 10 steps to get into university. I haven't had a chance to take SAT because of the pandemic. So the point is, like, I don't have SAT, you got me, and I got into 7 universities like for free, and they gave me like scholarships. So the point is, if you have low score or if you don't have like SAT at all, screw it, you don't need it, you can live without it. And the reason I'm sharing this video is to inspire you guys to get higher, to keep dreaming and to keep working towards your dream, because you can do it. You can, everyone can, and you especially. Yeah, thank you for watching this video, for having this kind of journey with me. I really hope that it was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I will be happy to answer them. Give this video a like if you liked it, and subscribe and stay tuned because I have more for you. Goodbye, have a nice day.